Now you say you're live. Is it talking? Hello, 1, 2, that's me. 1, 2. Oh, that came out. I just didn't know it was muted. And me talking, 1, 2. Hot. Yeah, there, okay. So, that was a little weird. OBS kept crashing every time I was changing stuff. I did generate a new stream key, copied that, pasted it into OBS. Let me mute this thing so it doesn't distract me. And then as I was applying it into OBS and applying it here and hit OK, it would be crashing, and hit OK and it'd be crashing. I had to exit OBS, go into safe mode, jump through a bunch of hoops. Somehow I got it to start working again. So, all right. Um, Sora Yuki's is, let me, uh, Sora Yuki, yeah. Um, get this Twitch up here, come back to my channel, and then get ready to watch for an incoming stream here. So mute this. And now I will close this and start Twitch 1K and see if this works better than the Altium. The Altium was not honoring the low bandwidth. You can see right here on my OBS at the bottom here that I'm outputting 51K. I'm real quick gonna go to this live right here and stats for nerds and show that this is doing 4K. Um, why this is saying 79, I don't know, but whatever. 85, whatever. Anyway, back to Twitch, and I will start that Twitch now. Bam. Twitch has now started, and we'll see what happens here. Night is streaming. Watch now. Unmute. And so this is working. And so I'll mute that and I'll look at my inspector and go back up here and refresh just to make sure it's this one. And boom, there we go. It's below the required limits. Uh, this is ignorable, I hear, but otherwise we're pretty good. So now I've got Twitch 1K streaming right here. This is a 1K stream, and this is 4K YouTube, and now the kicker is going to be kick. So if I start, and I'm watching my CPU is sitting at 18%, I'm going to call it. If I start kick, does that increase much at all? And weird that it dropped. Now let's go verify that kick. There we go. That's kick. Um, it stopped. That was interesting. Maybe kick can't do 4K. Um, stream info. I wonder if there's a kick inspector, kick maximum bandwidth, kick stream max bitrate. Maximum bitrate supported by Kick is 8,000. While 8,000 is the maximum, some streaming guides recommend 1 to 8,000 depending on your resolution. Well, you can't do, yeah, you can't do 4K at that low bit rate. So if I come in here and I say stop Kick, modify Kick, drop you to I was choosing this Apple VT software encoder, which is different than the Apple hardware encoder. We'll see what that makes a difference of, but I'm going to drop this to 8,000 and I'm going to call the resolution 1920 by 1080 and the bit rate's that. I could limit it, but I'm not going to. And cross my fingers that this doesn't crash. All right, and then I will start that. Connecting, connected. Now if I come out to Kick and look at Kick, it should say that I am online now. Okay, so Kick is now streaming at 1K. So Kick is 1K, Twitch is 1K, and I just don't need this. And we'll get rid of you. And that was, yeah, we'll ignore that. And that was what I had open. So social stream kicks in there, okay. We're good. And YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain a smooth. As such, viewers will experience buffering. Open widget, poor analytics. It says that it's not getting enough, but if I unmute this, it's a very long delay on YouTube. Twitch and Kick are pretty instant. The delay doesn't really concern me too much. So we are successfully multi-streaming. Now, the catch is, I think I rambled on another video. I don't know if it was an aborted video, but there's Rumble, there's TikTok, Instagram, Twitter X. There's other streaming platforms. I'm not really going to worry about those right now. But now that I'm outputting to 3 streams successfully. Uh, that's really choppy. So that's really choppy. This is outputting to 3 streams successfully. No, so I gotta drop that encoder. I suspect. Let me turn off the Twitch. Let me stop you. Stopping. And then I'm going to modify to use just that one. 1920 by 6000, very fast. CPU usage. All right, and then start that, and now come back to you and see if this quality is any better. It seems to be better. If I come over to you and look at that video, the video is fast at 4K. The sounds a different track. I've never really had a problem much with sound. That frames per second looks reasonable. there was a break right there. Let me refresh this. Go to all broadcasts. It was this one. Tell me, this one says excellent. Okay. Notify me if allow. Sure. Tell me if it's bad. And then kick. Let's verify. This looks smooth, so frames per second seem reasonable there too. And we got Twitch is confirmed now, looks most recently good. Kick looks most recently good, and YouTube looks most recently good. And now that I'm outputting confirmed recently good video, the final test is social stream, chat, incoming. So if I come into each one of these and I say hello on you, or let me just say YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, and Discord. Oh, it's even closed Discord. Wonder why Discord closed. Let me make sure. Yep, go back to here so that you can see that. I wonder why Discord closed. But it doesn't matter so much because we're not going to be using that. We're going to be using this Discord right here. And if I say Discord, that is a restream bot. Why is the restream bot at 2:0? Why is a restream bot in my Twitch chat? Unless I disconnect it, I guess. But the theory would be that they'd show up in these socials. Is my stream off? Let me, that's the, this one. Let me change the doc to be, that's JT. Let me double check my session ID is different. D4 JT, so my session ID is changed. And now if I then come in to both those, all those again, if I say Discord, yeah. Discord, do you show up on you? You don't. So refresh. So now I get to figure out, this was working before. Social stream. D4 is the session ID. Apply. There's my session ID. I have that. Activate. Okay, there we go. Activate. I don't care about TikTok. I'm not going to do these. I'm going to close. I'm going to delete because I can't do it. So stop, delete. Twitch, yes. Rumble, not right now. Get rid of Rumble. Get rid of X. I'm not streaming to Facebook yet. We could come up with it in a moment, but I'm not there yet. Not Instagram. And so there we've got YouTube, Kick, skipping Facebook, Twitch, and Discord. You're activated. You're activated. You're activated. Okay, I see the Kick. And this one is auto activate. This one I haven't done before. So if I say auto activate, there we go. So now I've got them all. And now that those sessions are running, I could try to, I'm not going to worry about Facebook at the moment. Now I come out and I say Discord and come to OBS.
Streambot said.
Yes.
Discord, NightVsKnight, Discord.
So turn off restream.
NightVsKnight said. Discord.
I'm going to turn off you, chat. How do I disconnect these bots? Yeah, there's like probably a restream key showing right there, but whatever. Settings. Oh. So turn those off. I wonder if that causes the restream bot to let's go back to Discord. Not you, because it needs the web Discord.
NightVsKnight said. Discord.
Okay, so I disconnected the restream bot, which is fine. Now I come to Twitch. Here's where you can highlight. Turn that off. Now I'll go to Twitch. I go here actually. That's, yeah, this is the live one. YouTube.
NightVsKnight said. YouTube.
YouTube. We come to here and we say
NightVsKnight said. Twitch.
horrible. And then Kick.
NightVsKnight said. Pig.
Wow, that was horrible. All right, I'll find a better voice. And I may even turn off text to speech. I was mostly just playing with that. So I now have these working. I can monitor it in OBS. While I'm streaming, I have a MacBook on the side here that's doing all the streaming nowadays. It used to be another computer, another room. It was a very powerful computer, but it was just, uh, yeah, I know how to remote into stuff and fire stuff up, but when you remote into something, you usually mess up its audio output, and sometimes that breaks things. I have a theory that Windows can only handle so many remote desktop sessions before it invalidates the whole audio configuration. On the order of like hundreds to thousands of remote desktops, but I've seen it just Windows is Windows, horrible. So that works. If I clear all the highlights, whatever. Got that. So I don't like the Altium. What was the name of the one that I tried? Um, Altium, Altum, item, item. I don't like it. It wouldn't honor the configuration, so I'm going to uninstall that and get rid of it. I think that was a nice try, but I will delete them. I will be sticking with Sorayuki. Um, I think it's well done, Sorayuki. Good job. Um, I was misconceived by you by Twitch's comments about their got it right here. This one, this page confused me on Twitch's own configurations showing the ingress endpoint. Is that you obviously append them together, so I didn't need to be paranoid and think that I have to follow that literally. I could have done the safer thing and hidden my stream key, which I've already fixed. And yeah, so that works. The last remaining step, though, then is titles. And I know how to do that in code myself. I I believe there are other plugins that can do this. And I might even look into doing this for Sorayuki and putting it into the making a pull request for his excellent plugin about being able to change the title and or description. You can update some of these things. You can update the title and description if the stream channel supports it. So that works. I've got multi-stream working, uh, multi-stream outgress. If there's ingress, I guess there's outgress. Egress, sorry. Duh. Egress. Um, multi-stream egress working so that I can send mine to 3. And I'll toy with throwing Facebook up there. I have a tab open somewhere. I might have closed it in the past 10 minutes or so recently. So I have multi-stream egress working and multi-chat ingress working. And that's that's cool. The kind of final missing important part is the being able to control your chat stream, the titles and descriptions. If I find out that, then I will maybe make a video about that. All right, I'm gonna stop this one and go get some lunch. I am streaming to all 3. I wonder if start all actually does the stop streaming, start streaming. We'll play with that. Meanwhile, as an added bonus, I was just going to show off the kind of getting started, how I launch these apps. I have to, because I have separate PCs, I have OBS running on these 2 PCs right here, PC on the left and a PC on the right. So OBS is running on these 2 PCs. Um, so I won't show me launching OBS. That would require a capture card, and I'm not going to do that. But I can show how this the single mouse right here, sorry, keyboard, this tiny little keyboard, and this little mouse have modes where I can this mixate, mixate, however. The reason why it works with this little switch right here that I got from Alibaba, I can't find anyone in the US that sells it, or AliExpress, is this a USB sync switch, a 2-porter, which is all I really need for these 2 things. I'll do a separate video on this. This last part here is just me sort of practicing. Um, the this keyboard, there's quite a few keyboards out there like this, but not all of them have a numlock key where then half of the keypad will act as a, light this up here, where half of the keypad. I don't know if you can see this on the zoom, if it's even that important enough or not. But there's a numlock button here that I can press on, and you can even see the LED turn on and off, maybe, if you can. Um, so that how this switch works is with numlock. Uh, star 0, star 1, star 2. Star 0 puts it into sync mode. Star 1 switches it to 1. Star 2 switches it to 2. Again, star 0 puts it in like 0 mode, meaning they'll both work. And then the other important one is star F9 and star F10. There's a little weird problem. It looks like a problem. I thought I'd have to return this. Where if you're on a desktop, you want um, absolute mode so that your mouse follows absolute coordinates. I'm hovering over the recycle bin on both of these, the start button on both of these. I can pinpoint these things. If I look at the window in the same place, I can click on these two close at the same time. I can click on those. As long as everything is the same resolution, everything works out pretty well. Um, But then in relative mode, it just gives a delta, and via various different timings, things can get off. But the reason why delta is extremely important is inside of 3D games such as Star Citizen. You have to be using the relative delta mode. So star F9 gives you the absolute, and star F10 gives you the relative mode, and you kind of have to know to physically do that on the keyboard. There's no real way to this switch, this switch needs to honor that, and there's no way to communicate down to that switch what that key press is. It has to come in from the keyboard side, and the way that it reads the and sniffs those USB keys, it can't just be any keyboard. It can't be a more advanced keyboard like these Digma Races or my up and coming oh, not the whatever the crikey, I can't remember the fancier one that is shipping in September, I think. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. It has to be a $2 keyboard, a $5 keyboard. It's got to be a dumb, dumb, dumb keyboard. And so this one's just advanced enough to have a num key lock that lets it do it. But given that you're in the right mode, and I just double check and verify I'm in absolute mode, when I start up my streams, I come over here and notice you'll see on both the top black knight, I can change it over here to this one. Um, yeah, blah blah. Yeah, blah blah. Uh, if I move down here to click on the start menu, you'll see that both the knight and the Knigget pop up their start menus. But I can also have both of them launch the RSI launcher. It doesn't matter whether they don't launch into the same loading screen, but they do launch into the final ready to go screen. And from here, I can say launch game, and then I can say acknowledge, and everything's absolute mode. So again, as long as the resolutions are the same, everything works out. I can do updates. I can close. It's not rocket science. It's just kind of neat that I can do it on this one. I also have a four-way syncer. I have no reason to do four-way syncing across PCs. I'm not multi-boxing to that level at the moment. I don't really see a need to do that. This is just a gimmick. I'm not trying to exploit the game at all. I'm not a farm. I am just simply trying to play the game so that with if one account runtime, if one game crashes, the other one can come in and salvage and restore and health. Save the ship, save the character, that sort of stuff. Trade back and forth for bug reasons. And then from here I can launch. Usually if I click them to join at the same time, then you'll even see that they join uh, the resourceful. I think resourceful. I think they're both joining the same server. Um, and so this takes a few minutes to load. I think I'm doing desktop capture. I am doing desktop capture. So I also have uh, the agent that's running that shows the timeouts. Things go yellow. If I wiggle the mouse on this one, it'll go green and become active. If I wiggle the mouse on this one, it'll go green and become active. Or I do have the option, usually I'll take this tiny keyboard and mouse and put them back up here. I almost need a little shelf to stick them on. But I can, if I bring both of these out here, I need to wait for him to join. And then I do one last thing. I switch this keyboard. I'm really switching this switch into relative mouse mode or delta mode with num by star by number pad star F10. It can't be star F10. It has to be numpad star F10. And now I can hit Y and wake them both up. And when I look this one left or this one right, using this small mouse and keyboard, and then I can run them up here. I have to watch the mouse wheel, make sure they're both got the same mouse wheel speed. Um, but usually by rolling it back and forward once, I get them all. And then I can open the door and walk out, and uh, they're in different areas, so they might just even catch up to each other right here. Nope, they're on different floors. So at this point, they are, not following the same path. So I have to kind of step out here and use these mouse and keyboards and get this one looking here, and that one's already looking, and I can walk them up here. And I might as well walk this one up here. Not really going to hurt anything by clicking them and step in here. Now that they're back in sync relatively, I can say go to the lobby. If I'm off a little bit, I can do little fine tunings. And they're both out here. And ta-da! Now they're out of sync, so this one has to look the other way. And in the end, if I can get them to uh, sync up and join up, it's actually pretty easy to corral them. And get them close, then I basically can walk them through a lot of obstacles and it's kind of, this is a dead end here. I can run them back up here. And run them down this way and on they go. Yeah, sometimes they get stuck, which is fine. I can run these down the corridor of the Idris without too much of a problem. So it's an acquired skill, and obviously when I'm demonstrating it, Murphy's Law is that I'm going to mess up when I'm demonstrating it. But that's the setup for, that's the explanation for this small keyboard and mouse. Again, I may find a little shelf to put these on when I'm not using them so that they're more out of the way. And then I come in here and play individually when I'm not trying to run, saving time, running both characters across a level through a hangar. Maybe one came out on the east side or the west side of a hangar, north side, south side, and they're running to the center. Like I can at least kind of get them lined up relatively and run them to the center. So that's a little behind the scene on that up and running on how that works. I'm going to end this stream now. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you find this content interesting. I'm all about the tinkering here and just nerding out on what you can do. The stuff outside the game to me is almost more interesting than the stuff inside the game. Even though I find the game, as frustrating as it is, very entertaining, frustrating, entertaining, cathartic. Anyway, thanks for watching. Um, I'll see you around. I don't have a good sign off. I need a good sign off. If you got one, an idea, let me know. And this will be a test. If I stop streaming, do they all stop streaming? We'll see. So stop streaming on YouTube now. So that did not stop streaming. The main OBS control did not. So what I should have actually done was tried the dock, the plugins. Uh, yeah, I'll get this down. Go back to here, and I will stop all from here and see if that also stops the OBS mainstream. 3, 2, 1. Thanks for watching. And then that does not stop all of them. So I'm wondering if there needs to be a plugin of the plugins that basically something that stops all streams, including the Sorayuki, or maybe the Sorayuki can have a even stop the mainstream. I don't know why uh, that could be a pull request to be made. Um, and then the titles. So those are kind of the last two stops and starts that could be I could see helping make this plugin more useful. All right, stop.